In this lesson, we are going to discuss a data cleaning, which is essential before modeling. This includes dropping non-relevant features, dropping duplicates, dropping null or blank rows or columns, and dropping non-variated feature. Let's first import pandas and use pandas to read the CSV file. Let's check and explore the dataset df.head3. So we are going to explore 3 rows, which they are at the head or the top. As you see, it has many features. One of them is name, and I think name is irrelevant to the target. What I mean, it doesn't mean that his name is Owen, that he will not be survived. It doesn't mean that John Bradley, because his name like that, he would be survived. So it's irrelevant, but it's not the case every time. Because here, a part of the name is Mr. and Mrs., which gives another piece of data, a male or a female. As you see, Mr. it means male, Mrs. it means females, so it can give me or can give the model another piece of data. But for the sake of the lesson, we will say that name is irrelevant to the target, which is survived. So what we are going to do, we are going to delete or drop the name. How can we drop it? df.drop, and if you have many columns and put it in the list and tell him that x is equal to 1, tell him it's a column. Of course, we can delete this if it is only 1 and run it. It will work also, and it will give us a data set without a name. So let's now see how it will look like. Oh my God, still the name is there. Yeah, because I didn't tell drop to drop in place. If you didn't inform drop function to drop it in place, it will show you how it will be, and it will leave it as it is. It's only for showing. If you want, you will have to say in place equal to true. Run now and check it now. You'll find there is no name. Now duplicates. To check duplicates, it's very easy. df.duplicated and run it. It will give us index of the duplicated rows, which here 2, and there is many others in the middle which we cannot see. If you would like to see exactly which one is duplicated, we can check df.duplicated. If you would like to check it, it's very easy. df and let it be in square brackets. Let's run it. It's a 70 row duplicated. Okay, we would like to remove it or drop it. Let's make it as a list first. If you want to know the indexes of those duplicated, the same, but we will add here dot index to give us the index of the duplicated. Let's make a list. L equal to list of this index. It will give us a list. If you would like to check it, we can do L and it will give us a list. So if you would like now to drop it, okay, we'd say df.drop and put the list. Our list is L, as we mentioned upside. Okay, and we have to tell x is equal to 0. Just to see something before dropping it, df, it's 887 rows. Let's drop it now. Yes, it's 817, but we did not mention that in place equal to true. Now the new df we have is without duplicated row. It's time now for duplicated column. Column, I would like to show you something first. This is the df, right? Okay, if we say df dot t, what happened? It rotates 90 degree our data set. So the column become a rows and the rows become a column. So if we apply the same technique on df.t, it will give us the same thing. I mean, if we say df.t duplicated, it means it will give me the duplicated row, which is now column. Let's try. We don't have, because we don't have. But if we want to create one like duplicated survived, I think I wrote it wrong, and I will run it. Now I would like to check there is a duplicated or not, or duplicated row or column. Let's say it's a column and we transpose the data frame. It shows me yes, we have a duplicated, which is duplicated survived. So now we would like now to make the same thing. Okay, we'd like to make a list of the column that we have to drop. How can we make a list? First, let's see df.transpose of df duplicated. It will give you a row. It's a column, but as a row because we make it transpose. That's it. So if you want to list only the index, it's very easy to say index and to make it as a list like this. So let's run it. Now we have a list. If we would like to drop the list, so it's very easy. df dot drop. Okay, it's a column, so we can say columns. Okay, equal to L and axis equal to 1. Let's run. It works. Okay, but we don't have to forget to say in place equal to true. Now we don't have any duplicated column or duplicated row. Nulls, blank, not a number. A lot of names. Most of models cannot work on nulls because the value has to be numeric. Some models dealing with this internally, changing it, so it can deal with it. So how can we detect null? Very easy. df dot is null, or is na, and open and close. Let's see, do we have null? Yes, we have. It's in cabin, many of them in cabin, and there's also in age, and we will find more, but we'd like to see or categorize it in each column. So we will make summation. Now, wow, we have 177 in age and 687 in cabin, 2 in park. Okay, if you want to drop the nulls, it means it will drop the rows that includes any null. Just to show you, if we df dot drop na and open and close, let's see, 183. It dropped about more than 700. So this will not do. This will not work for us, because if I have only one value in the row, it will delete all the row, which is not fair. It's a losing of data. In this lesson, we are going only to drop the empty column or empty row. If you would like to check if we have an empty column, df dot is na dot all, and we find nothing. But if we change it to any, we will get yes, we have in age, we have in cabin, and we have in parked, and we know that. Let's now know how to detect empty and column and row and how to drop them. df dot is in A or is null, open and close, dot, here is the condition all, open and close. Okay, there is no column or empty column. You can do the same for the rows, but instead of df dot transpose and run it, still we have nothing, but maybe in the middle, so we'd make here a summation for all of them. So we have 0 row, we have 0 column. So let's create a blank column and blank row, and let's try now. We have 1 column, we have 1 row. So how to drop them? To drop, df dot drop na and axis. Which axis do you want? Do you want to the row, to drop the row, axis equal to 0 and in place equal to true, but the most important is not come yet. How will equal to all. If all are empty, you can drop them. So if you want to now, if you would like to check it, it is 0 row. Now you can do the same for the column, except axis would be 1. Now let's check. It is 0 column. Unvariated column or feature. To detect unvariated column or feature, we will type data frame dot variance, open and close, to check the variance for each column, which is very obvious. There is a variance. This is the maximum one. This may be the least one or the minimum one. So, but we don't have something which is constant. The variance should be 0. So let us create a feature which is, let us say it's constant and as a name, and let its value be 5. Come back again, let us check the variance. We found that the constant is 0. So you can type and drop it, but if we'd like to detect if it is more than 1, so let us do that. df dot var where equal to 0. Yes, this is the constant. Okay, let us say df dot var open and close and make this as a condition. Wow, it gives us this, but we want only the index, which is a constant, so we can type dot index. It returns us as index. We want to change it to list. It's a list. Now we can drop df dot drop and then this list, and then axis equal to 1 because it's a column, and then in place equal to true, and then and df now it is without the constant. As you see, in this lesson we learned how to detect and drop irrelevant features, how to detect and drop duplicates, how to detect and drop blank rows or column, and how to detect and drop non-variated. If you like this video, please share it and thumb up. Thank you.